I recently returned to my grandfather's hometown, a village near a Tier 5 city in China. In this video, I'll take you on a tour of the Chinese rural area. Let's check it out. My first impression is that the infrastructure is much better than I expected. I remember the last time I came back when I was 4 years old, everything was muddy. More than 20 years on, the roads have become much flatter and cleaner, and most of them are made of concrete. Some are the voluntary efforts of villagers. Here's a monument to record their donations. 15 families each donated 10 to 40,000 RMB to build 7 concrete roads of more than 3,400 square meters. Some roads were supported by the government, especially those between villages and those connecting villages to the city. In addition to roads, the government has also supported toilets. Since 2015, a government campaign called the Toilet Revolution has been building and renovating public toilets across the country. This village is no exception, and some toilets look no bad from the outside. However, inside, few people seem to be maintaining them. The school is not bad either, and you can clearly see that they have built a new building next to the old one. The village committee is the highest authority here, so fair enough they have a fancy building. Check out this playground, where you can play table tennis and basketball. And during some festivals, the villagers can sing and dance on this stage. They are all government contributions. Electricity, signal, heating, and internet were fully covered, but no gas, which means residents may need gas tanks or burning wood for cooking. Slogans are the soft infrastructure prepared by the government. Some are pure propaganda with big bold letters, while some comics can be very interesting, educating people not to litter and not to ask for a high bride price. In China, all land is owned by the government, while people have the right to use it. In the village, land is divided into residential land and farmland. For residential land, some villages have built low walls to divide and enclose each plot in a well-organized way, while some others have no organized division and residents can only rely on certificates or memories to know what land they are entitled to. This can lead to many potential disputes. Residential land cannot be sold or inherited until a house is built on it. If a piece of land remains empty for more than 2 years without a house being built on it, the village authority can take it back and redistribute it to others. But in reality, under China's village self-government, the implementation of this rule can be very flexible. The farmland in northern China may be very different from your impression of Asia. Here, they grow wheat in the first half and corn in the second half. The time I went back was when they were harvesting their corn. As you can see, there were fields after fields of corn, very similar to the central United States, Illinois or Missouri. Some of the corn was sold directly and some were piled up, dried, and sold as animal feed at 2 yuan per kilo. Nowadays, Chinese farmers have machines to harvest the corn automatically. Although I did not see the machines, this green seedling grown from the remains of the machines harvesting the corn could prove their existence. People have the right to use the farmland they are entitled to, including burial. However, nowadays, to protect land resources, only cremation is allowed in most rural areas. As the China's agriculture percentage in GDP has fallen from 21% to 5% since the 1990s, the percentage of people living in rural areas has also dropped from 73% to 35%, and the population has suffered continuous outflow since 1995, from 8,600 million people to 4,900 million people. Most of these outflows are young people, which is barely visible on my trip this time. However, as the government in rural areas has improved, some people have decided to return. One of my relatives is an example. After handing over his own business to the next generation, he moved back and built the best house in his hometown. This village is a whole nother place to me, and I may never come back. But still, it is a nice trip to see how people here have made their lives better and better. From today, this channel will show you a China from the perspective of local Chinese people, not travelers, not international students, not expats, but an original Chinese to guide you through the realist aspect. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.